This is a SnapEd New York video presentation.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Ask the Experts, Nutrition Edition. My name is Lisbeth Irish and I'll be your host today. I'm a registered dietitian with the New York State Office for the Aging and the program manager for our agency's Older Adult SnapEd program. You'll hear me refer to our agency as NYSOFA because NYSOFA is the abbreviation, and if you say that abbreviation like a word, it's NYSOFA. I have Laura Brown with me today. Laura is a registered dietitian nutritionist and the project director for the Senior Nutrition Program at the Onondaga County Department of Adult and Long-Term Care Services. Laura teaches the NYSOFA SnapEd workshop, 10 Tips for Older Adults, in the Onondaga region. Oneida, Madison, and Shenango counties are also part of that NYSOFA SnapEd region. Laura earned her master's degree in nutrition science and master's degree in accounting at Syracuse University. Welcome, Laura.
Hi, Lisbeth. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here today.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to vary the protein sources in your diet. We're going to ask our expert, Laura, to share her thoughts and expertise on this subject, as protein can be a challenge when you have a limited budget. It often can be the most expensive part of a meal, too. So, Laura, let me ask you, why do we need protein, and how much protein do older adults need?
Protein provides many functions in our body. It is essential for providing energy, keeping you full longer, building and repairing muscle, and fighting infection. Protein is also an excellent source of iron and zinc, which are essential minerals for our body's function. The amount of protein you need depends on your age, biological sex, and level of physical activity. So for a woman 51 years or older with a low physical activity level, she's going to want to aim for about 5 ounce equivalents per day. And for a man of the same age and activity level, it's 5.5 ounce equivalents per day. Now, if someone's more active and getting about 30 minutes of moderate exercise on most days or more, then their protein needs will be higher.
Laura, how much higher would their protein needs be if they're more active? Is it a lot more or just a little more?
It probably will only be a moderate amount more, but a best way to determine that is for someone to work with a dietitian, a registered dietitian, to calculate and determine your needs, because your calorie needs will vary based on your age, your biological sex, and your activity level. So a registered dietitian is the nutrition expert and professional that can best help evaluate this to give you the number of calories and protein that would be most appropriate for you.
Another question is, SnapEd teaches people to vary their protein sources. Why is that?
So there are both plant and animal sources of protein, and most adults in the U.S. eat too much animal protein, which can contain unhealthy fats. And these are ones we want to avoid or limit. SnapEd encourages smaller portions of lean meats and recommends including fish, which offers healthy fats in certain varieties. On the other hand, many adults eat too little plant protein. Plant protein foods are naturally low in unhealthy fats and provide many of the same nutrients as meat, poultry, and fish. Additionally, they're rich in fiber, folate, and potassium, making them an important part of a healthy eating style. Because of their high nutrient content, SnapEd emphasizes it is important to eat plant protein foods more often.
What are 3 healthy sources of protein to eat if you're on a tight budget?
Some good examples I often recommend would be canned tuna, beans and peas, and nuts and seeds as affordable, nutritious protein options. There are many more to choose from, but these are just a few examples.
Thank you, Laura. Laura's now going to assist us with answering some questions from our viewers. Our first question is, I like nuts and nut butter for protein, but they're high in fat. Does that mean they're not a good choice?
No, nuts and nut butters are actually good choices for protein. Many nuts and seeds contain healthy fats, specifically unsaturated fats, which can help lower LDL cholesterol or the bad cholesterol. So it's important to focus on getting most of your fat from unsaturated foods. However, you want to make sure to check the ingredients list and avoid nut butters that list hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. These are a trans fat, which are an unhealthy fat and can increase your bad cholesterol. Also, because nuts and seeds are calorie dense, it's best to stick to small portions to keep the calories in check. So nut butters and nuts are good sources of protein, but we want to be mindful of the portion size and pay attention to those lists of ingredients to make sure we're getting those sources of healthy fats and avoiding the unhealthy fats.
Our second question is, I get confused. The message changes over the years. Is it okay to eat eggs with the yolk?
That's a good question. I get that one a lot too. Yes, eating an egg per day on average does not increase your risk of heart disease. Eggs, including the yolk, can be a great part of your diet. Recent research has shown that the dietary cholesterol, like that found in yolks, has less impact on blood cholesterol levels than we once believed. Egg yolks are also rich in essential nutrients like vitamin B12, vitamin D, vitamin A, iron, zinc, and healthy fats. However, since the yolks do also contain levels of saturated fat, which is the unhealthy fat, if you're eating more than one egg per day, you may want to include some egg whites to balance out your intake and limit your saturated fat.
Oh, so you would eat one whole egg and then maybe use egg whites to make up the extra eggs?
Yes, that's a good strategy to be mindful of the saturated fat and also get the benefits of the added nutrients that those egg yolks provide. And it's also really important to think about if you are someone who may have heart disease or run a risk of heart disease, and you should consult with your doctor to get any individual advice you might need when it comes to monitoring your saturated fats.
The third question is, don't you have to combine different kinds of plant proteins in the same meal for the body to use the protein?
In the past, this idea, which is known as protein combining, suggested you needed to combine different plant proteins at the same meal in order to get all the essential amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. However, we know now that if you vary your protein sources as part of a healthy eating style, you'll naturally get the full range of essential amino acids throughout the day. And your body is able to make use of those essential amino acids to do the building blocks of protein so you can get the adequate protein you need. This is why SNAP Ed encourages a diverse intake of protein sources, including both plant and animal options, so that you can meet your daily nutritional needs.
Laura, you've given us some very helpful information today. Thank you so much for sharing your time and expertise with us.
Thank you again for having me. I hope everyone was able to learn some new information.
For more nutrition information, be sure to check out snapedny.org. You'll find some wonderful tips and recipes on that website. SNAP Ed programming provides free education for those who are eligible for SNAP or currently receive SNAP benefits. To find out if SNAP Ed programs like the one Laura does are available in your area, call New York Connects at 800-342-9871. You can also find out more on the SNAP Ed page of NYSOFA's website. Thank you to all our viewers for sharing their time with us. Our SNAP Ed nutrition experts want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. We know that healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference, and we hope you've learned some new ways to make some small changes. This episode of Ask the Experts was funded by the United States Department of Agriculture's Supplemental Assistance Program, SNAP. This organization is an equal opportunity provider. And one final note, be sure to watch a new episode of What's Cooking with NYSOFA, premiering the last Friday of the month at 12:30. Wendy Beckman, one of my colleagues at the New York State Office for the Aging and a registered dietitian, will be demonstrating how you can make delicious, healthy, home-cooked meals that won't break the bank. Join us next time for a new episode of Ask the Experts Nutrition Edition. New episodes premiere the second Friday of each month at 1 p.m. on the NYSOFA Facebook and YouTube page. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for joining us today. We know the healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference. Start today by getting involved with SNAP Ed New York. This program is free for those who qualify or receive SNAP benefits. We want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. Learn how SNAP Ed can make a difference in your life. For more information and to find your local program, visit snapedny.org. This material is funded by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.